Hi, dear children. Good morning and welcome to this session. During the last session, we have seen that the boy was dismissed from the temple. Uh, the old priest had given him an advice. How you are remembering the advice? What is that? Avoid large place and keep small areas. Let us begin the next part. Listen. Now that big temple was closed up, but the boy did not know this fact. The reason it had been closed up was that a goblin had frightened the priest away and had taken possession of the place. Some brave warriors had afterward gone to the temple at night to kill the goblin, but they had never been seen alive again. Nobody had ever told these things to the boy, so he walked all the way to the village, hoping to be kindly treated by the priests. Listen, dear children. During those days, that large temple was kept closed. But the little boy was not aware of that. There was the reason why did the temple being kept closed. There was a goblin. Who is a goblin? Here there is a picture for the goblin. It is an ugly small creature that tricks people. What did he do? He had frightened all the priests and sent them away and took possession or owning the temple. Some brave priests had gone to the temple afterwards, but they didn't come back and they were killed. But this was unknown to this little boy. So he walked all the way to the temple, hoping that he will be happily received by all the priests. See the next paragraph. When he got to the village, it was already dark, and all the people were in bed. But he saw the big temple on a hill at the other end of the principal street, and he saw there was a light in the temple. People who tell the story say the goblin used to make that light in order to tempt lonely travelers to ask for shelter. The boy went at once to the temple and knocked. There was no sound inside. He knocked and knocked again, but still nobody came. At last, he pushed gently at the door and was quite glad to find that it had not been fastened. So he went in and saw a lamp burning, but no priest. Now let's listen. When he reached the village, it was already dark. Everyone in the village has been slept or they went to bed. He was all alone. Suddenly, his eyes were caught by a light. Do you know from where it comes? Yes, it is from on a hill, and there was the temple. It was said that the goblin wanted to tempt or attract the person who were alone at night in the streets. This poor boy was reached there. Sorry, the boy reached there and seeing the temple is locked. He knocked the door, but he didn't get any reply. He knocked again and again, but nobody entered. Then what did he do? He just pushed the door slightly or gently. Then he understood that the door was not locked. When the door was opened to him, he just entered into there. Then, as a surprise, he could see only a lantern. Lantern means a lamp, which was burning, but there were no priests. See the next paragraph. He thought some priest would be sure to come very soon, and he sat down and waited. Then he noticed that everything in the temple was grey with the dust and thickly spanned over with the cobwebs. So he thought to himself that the priest would certainly like to have an acolyte to keep the place clean. He wondered why they had allowed everything to go so dusty. What most pleased him, however, were some big white screens, good to paint cats upon. Though he was tired, he looked at once for a writing box and found one and ground some ink and began to paint cats. Listen, children. He thought some priest would be there to receive him. He sat down and had waited. There, suddenly, he noticed that everything in the temple was dusted and was covered with the cobwebs, and he felt disturbed. Say, suddenly something he had seen, which was pleasing him. Can you guess what may please him? Yes, it might be some vacant areas. There he can draw the big white screen. There he could draw good pictures. Though he was tired, he looked at once for a writing box and poured ink on it. Guess what might has have he drawn? Yes, it is of course the cat. His favorite paintings. Okay, dear children, please do read the story again and enjoy this part. Okay, bye bye.